Hey there everyone, and welcome back to another video from GAMA 2018 in Reno from the Dice Tower. And today I am joined by Bill from Calliope, who's going to be showing me this really neat, elaborate Mansky caper that's going on. So how do we pull off this heist?
Well, as you know, the most notorious gangster of all time is the mob boss, Big Al Mansky. We, as his chief lieutenants, we're an elite crew that works for him. But,
excellent.
But Al has done us wrong, and we are tired of it.
Oh, okay.
Now, Al's going on vacation. He's leaving his mansion, and all the lieutenants, we're going to head over, and we're going to knock the place over. We're going to rob the joint, and we're going to find out who's the new mob boss by the guy who gets the most loot out of his house.
Excellent.
Because we all deserve equal, but
come on,
I deserve a little bit more.
Of course.
So, one thing to know about Al is he's a little eccentric. He doesn't believe in banks. He kind of has safes that he's put all of his loot in, and he uses TNT as kind of his preventative measure, as it were. So we're going to go in there. We're going to rob the place, but we kind of have to watch out for what could happen when we're in there.
Okay.
So, car drives up. We all get out of the getaway car. There's actually going to be 5 rooms in play. We start with 2 up and then 3 down, and we'll open those up as we continue. And everyone is going to choose a room to go to. Now, each room, there's 10 rooms available in the game. You'll use 5, so there's a lot of replayability in the game. Each one is going to tell you how many of each of the 3 tokens are going into the safe. First type is your loot token, and they're going to come out of this bag at random. They're going to go in. They're going to represent the money and the gems that we're going to be finding in there. The second one are the gasp tokens, and if you pull one of these, you're going to flip up a gasp card, and that's when something unexpected just happened. And it's going to change up the rules.
Oh.
We're going to see what happens just for this one turn. Something exciting is going to happen, and we got to deal with that.
Okay.
The third one is the danger ones, and these we do not like because one of Al's traps may be about to go off.
All right.
You're going to roll the danger die, see what happens. Maybe you get a thumbs up. You get to defuse the bomb, no problem. Maybe you get a hand with a stick of dynamite, which means your loot just got blown up.
Oh, just yours.
Everyone else is fine. Yours got blown up. Or maybe you got the diamond with a stick of dynamite, which means everyone in the room's loot blew up.
Ah, okay.
Or maybe you got an explosion, which means the room just blew up. There's nothing left in this room, and we only got 4 more rooms left to rob. And finally, the last one is the profile of Big Al Mansky, who just came home because he forgot his keys.
Gasp again.
Now, we all talk a big game, but when Al's coming in, we're all going to hide behind the curtains, behind the couch, underneath the desk, get out of sight. Al comes through, he's like, what the heck is going on here? He puts all his loot away, so everyone in the entire mansion loses their loot.
Oh my goodness.
He resets his mansion and he leaves them, and then we continue on.
Okay.
So the game is all about splitting the loot. And because we're all part of the same gang, anytime I make a draw, you and I, we're in the same, here we are, we're in the same room together.
Okay.
I draw it out there and I get a token that says 2 diamonds and 3, stacks of bills, some money. Well, we each get 1 diamond.
Yeah.
We each get 1 coin. But that last one, we can't split equally. It stays in the room. And then later, when more loot is drawn, then it's available. Or if you decide you want to leave, maybe I'll just help myself to that as well.
Oh no, so the dilemma of staying in, perhaps staying in a little too long.
Exactly.
Okay.
So as we get our loot, we're putting it on top of our stash bags. Now this little mansion loot box here comes with all of the coins, all of the diamonds there, and also all the tokens. So I'm going to put my loot here as I'm drawing it on my stash bag, but it's on top, not inside. When I go back to the car, I get to stash my loot in the bag, and now it's safe. Right. Which means it can't get blown up. So do I want to get a little loot, head back to the car, and make it safe? But while I'm gone, you're getting some more loot. So it could be, which way do I want? Do I push my luck, or do I not?
Finding that timing.
Exactly. Now the last part of the game, which I think is really where it comes into real fun, is each of us has a special ability. Maybe I'm the kind of guy who drinks a little too much coffee, my hands are a little jittery, but I move a little faster so I can draw 2 things instead of 1. Maybe I'm the guy who kind of is a munitions expert and I can help defuse the bomb, but I can't use my special ability for me.
You have to use it for someone else?
Well, I don't want to necessarily use it for anyone, but here's the thing. You remember that thing we did with the guy in the place and I helped you out?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm going to call in a favor and I'm going to make you use your special ability for me.
So it's not the person with the ability making that choice. He's being forced to cash in a favor by someone.
I'm calling in a favor and you have to use your power for me. Well, now, since we only have one, I don't have any more favors. So I've got to convince you or some other player when it's their turn, hey, buddy, maybe you want to use my special ability here. You know, I might be able to help you out. So there's a lot of more interaction because I'm encouraging people to use my ability so I can gather more favors, so I have more.
Those little favor tokens, they're going to go around the board.
Around and around.
Oh.
There we go.
Nice. And also very diabolical.
Indeed, indeed. But you know, it's when you're with a family, your family's worth it. You help your family.
Exactly.
All Calliope games come pre-punched and pre-assembled. So when you open up the box, these safes are ready to go.
Cool.
You don't have to punch anything out. You're going to have your loot box ready. It is a $40 game, and when you open it up and you see 5 assembled safes and 8 characters, you need 6 at the most, and 10 boards and all the rest of that. I think you're going to find there's a lot of value there, there's a lot of replayability, and there's a whole lot of fun.
Absolutely. When is all of this fun going to be hitting retail?
We anticipate that it's going to be arriving in May, so we'll be shipping it out in May, and hopefully it's in stores by end of May or June.
Excellent, excellent, cool. Well, that is the Mansky Caper.
The Mansky Caper.
And you said, sorry, 2 to 5? Or?
It's 2 to 6 players.
2 to 6.
It actually has a slight variant when you play with 2 people, and that is there's a third dummy character who's the getaway car driver. He has pre-programmed where he's going to move to various rooms, but anytime he gets up to 10 points worth of loot, he goes back in bags. So you could both lose to the dummy.
Ironic. Well, I understand that there's one more thing you wanted to show us real quick, too.
Absolutely.
So let's reset and get that ready to go.
Okay.
All right, so here we go. Next up, we have Shutterbug. So tell me about this one.
Sure. Back in the 1920s, there was 2 sisters in England who went to their backyard and took pictures of fairies. These pictures became very famous. People became crazed with the idea of looking for fairies. Even Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, who created Sherlock Holmes, was convinced it was real and started publishing these pictures and going out there. Now, years later, perhaps people started questioning that, but in that time period, there was a craze all over the world about these creatures around the world. Well, here it is, 1930s, and in America, we know our cryptozoological creatures are better than all the rest of Europe's. I mean, you know, we're Americans. We've got better creatures. So we're going to be hired, because we're photojournalists, to go out and get pictures of these creatures. So the tabloids have sent us out to try to get pictures because their readers are demanding to know what's up. Okay. So at the beginning of the game, you're going to get a secret goal card right there. Okay. And it's going to be an offer from 2 different people. So we've got the World Informer who says, you know, well, our readers are not really interested in these, you know, flying horse things. So, you know, you got to get at least 4 good shots before we're interested. Okay. And then we'll get, you know, we're interested in these 2. That other one we don't care about. Now, these people over here are saying, man, we'll take every flying horse picture you can get. You get me 1, I'll buy it. You get me 10, I'll buy it. Just whatever you want. So at the beginning, we have kind of an idea of we're going to put our portfolio together. Okay. And at the end, we're going to sell to one or the other, but not both. Okay. So we have kind of a guideline of what we're looking for. On your turn, you're going to start off by taking your reporter, your photojournalist, and you're going to get to move 1, 2, or 3 spaces. In each space you move, you can either take a picture if there's a sighting. Okay. Or if you end up in a city, you can gather some tips. Because, you know, we're reporters. Of course. We have to know what's what. So we're going to be building up our tips from our sources to go out and look for the creatures. So over here we've got a picture, we've got a silhouette of this flying horse thing, and we've ended up in that city. Well, now you'll notice on this picture that there's a number 3 on it. So I'm going to have 3 tip cards to catch that picture. Okay. The first tip card must have a picture of the creature. Okay. So it doesn't matter where it is, as long as I got a picture of the creature on my tip. I'm going to need 2 more tips. Those 2 can either be the creature, or it can be the location. Oh, okay. Okay, so I need to have one picture because I have to know what it is I'm trying to get a picture of.
Yes.
And I've got to get enough tips to, get when that mountain climber says, "Well, I saw something weird over in the mountains," then I got my tip and I know where I'm looking. So now I'm able to snap that photo. So I turn these in, and I catch this picture right here. Now you'll notice that we actually get the picture now, and there is this beautiful, pristine picture of our winged stallion.
Just like I always imagined.
Now some of the pictures are going to have a 1, they only need 1 card, but you'll notice that they're not a really great picture. And then we've got a picture over here that's a 2, and that's a better picture, but it's a little blurry. And so there are going to be different qualities of picture depending on the number of tips, so how good we are able to not go in. So now I've got 6 points worth of pictures here, and you'll notice that if I want to trade it into the World Informer, I need at least 4, so I've met that. If I only got 2 of them, I'd get nothing. It's you got to get the minimum. But because I've got 6 points, I could sell it to them at the end of the game for 6.
Okay.
Now over here, since they'll take any of them, if I had only gotten 2, maybe I decided to sell to this type. So I'm going through and doing that. If I end up moving into a city, whenever I land in a city, my turn will be to take a tip card.
Okay.
Last little thing, because we're reporters, we're photographers. If I happen to end up in New Orleans here with you, we can trade tips. Of course, what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite you out to the bar, buy you a few cocktails, pump you for information. I got to give you something. So the way the exchange works is I give you one of my tips, and then I steal one of yours.
You just steal?
I just take the one. Whatever you were talking about when you were into your 3rd Manhattan, that's what I found out. And I'll give you this little bit of information there. So it's 8 turns. Game runs, depending on the number of players, plays 2 to 6 players, anywhere from 20 to 50 minutes. We're gathering those tips. You're going to, again, if I decide I just want to move to one place, take a picture, and then take this picture, move over, and then end in Chicago, I can do that. Moving around the board, so you're going to basically get 24 chances, 8 turns, up to 3 actions per turn to take pictures, get tips, and try to bring it home. Now, while you're on there, because we are freelance, there are these little side jobs that we can get. So over here, if I get a picture of all 4 of the creatures, then I can go ahead and mark that, and that's worth an extra 2 points at the end of the game.
Okay.
I'm not saying that it's a shadowy government organization. I'm not saying that it's a crazed billionaire who lives in the mountains who wants pictures of these creatures. All I know is someone wants to buy them, I'm going to sell them. If I get 4 pictures of any creatures in the same location, so I'm imagining like the Montana Times says we'd like pictures of creatures in our area only,
of course,
then I can make some extra money that way. If I get a 1, a 2, and a 3 of a specific creature, it's worth 4, and if I get 1 picture in each area, that's one of those time life features that I could maybe sell to them and get the big points of 5. So that's basically the game. It does play 2 to 6. We have the 2-player variant, which really makes this a phenomenal 2-player game. Each player has 2 reporters. So rather than one guy trying to cover the entire thing, you've got 2 reporters. You still only get 3 moves, but you can
split them up.
We're working as a team, so it's your 2 against my 2.
Oh, nice. That's a nice variant for 2 players.
So it plays brilliantly with 2 players. If you're looking for that 2-player game. With Calliope games, we try to get it to at least 6 players. Soro plays up to 8, and then when you get to Hive Mind, that plays up to 12 or more. We really feel what we want to do is we want to get people around the table. So whether it's friends or families, we want to be able to accommodate as many players as possible to have a good time together.
Excellent. Well, I got to say that this is one of the most fantastic themes I have seen all week. It's just excellent. Cool. And so when is this expected to hit stores, and what will its price?
This is actually out. It came out end of December. So with the Christmas time being where it was, obviously the people weren't necessarily seeing it immediately, but it started to hit it really in January, and it should be available in your stores right now.
Excellent, excellent. And what's the MSRP?
It's $30.
$30. Excellent. Cool. Thank you, Bill, for sharing all of this with us. I'm really looking forward to checking it out in more detail. And if you want to check out more videos from GAMA this year, be sure to stay tuned to the Dice Towers channel, because there's lots more coverage of the whole show coming up soon.